All right, what is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Muted on this screen. Let me try it again here. Ivan, how are we doing? I think I got us both muted, actually.
I'm doing good.
Let's try again here. Here we go. Take two. All right, let's reach out to our amazing crowd here today and ask them how we're doing. How's the audio sounding? How's the music sounding? How are our back and forths sounding here? And how's everybody doing, of course, also? We got some good old friends here in the chat. What's up, Jeremy Rignares? How you doing? Welcome. Krishna is here. What's up? What's up? And Mike Puckett is here. What's up, Mike? How you been, man? Great to see you in here again. All right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful morning. Here.
And let's see here. Looking at my producer here. Can't hear music. Oh, we can't have that. We got to keep that music going, right? All right. Cool. Well, as always, guys, let us know in the chat how everything's sounding. Mike says everything is coming through 5x5, so that's perfect. And I think that it's time to do a little introduction here. Welcome to Ivan the Reasonable, SOLIDWORKS Users Group of Lethbridge, user group leader, former champion of this very tournament, and a runner in the current tournament from just the very last episode. So this is a day of firsts. Ivan, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks, Toby. Thanks for letting me on this side of the camera.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. I can't wait to hear your insights from being a former runner yourself, a former champion as well, and now being able to commentate on what these runners are going to be doing today. What do you think they are feeling getting ready for their competition today?
Oh man, I know what they're feeling, and I'm pretty chill and relaxed right now. But yeah, no, they're getting ready to go. Their palms might be a little sweaty, a little damp. It's a good time. It's fun, but you can't help but have a little bit of nerves when you're getting ready to go.
Yeah, we don't want anybody to have palms that are too sweaty. They might misclick or let go of the mouse.
Right.
Yeah, that's not good. So make sure you have like a nice hand towel you can, dry off your hands as you're going through this tournament today. We got Rigo in the chat as well today. What's up, Rigo? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome, welcome. We got Zeeshan in the chat, who's going to be competing a little bit later today. So very excited to see how Zeeshan does today. Last week, usually what I do is I ask the guest if they saw the episode last week, but last week it was actually you, right? Or actually 2 weeks ago, last episode. So it was Ivan versus Shabuj, and Ivan came out victorious. So you're going to move on, and you're going to be competing again on November 12th. And last episode, which was 2 weeks ago, we also saw Philo Mathis go up against Muhammad, who was using CATIA. It's pretty cool to see a different CAD system here in the mix. And Philo Mathis was able to emerge victorious. A little bit of a questionable positioning on the tombstone shape that he did. I know there was a lot of controversy about that in the message boards, but the rules are the rules, and he was able to get through. And he's going to also be competing on November 12th in the mustard color bracket. And we got Quesadon coming into the chat. What's up, Quesadon? Another runner in this tournament. Always good to see people from the tournament joining in the chat. So
I like the bracket that you've done. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh no, thank you. I
like it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun to follow, and it's a good thing. I'm looking forward to seeing who I'm up against next.
Yeah. This TBD guy is really running the board here, it seems like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
watch out for him.
I guess we're going to find out next week, right? We're going to have JA from the United States. Looks like it's got some kind of a panther for a logo there. Going up against Anti-Venom, a regular in the chat. Going to be finding out who emerges victorious, and then that person's going to go against you on November 12th. So that's going to be interesting.
I like it.
Yeah. So, and we got Turn Mill in the chat saying hello as well. What's up, Turn Mill? How you doing? Welcome. So today what we're going to see is we're going to see kind of a special matchup here where we've got Fusion 360 user Aaron from the United States going up against Gerben from the Netherlands. Gerben's an inventor user. So this actually happened a few episodes ago where we had Fusion 360 versus inventor, and Fusion 360 emerged victorious. I believe that was Kachu. So now we're going to get to see another matchup of Fusion 360 versus Inventor. These matchups are done by one of my producers, and they're pretty random. So I think it's interesting that the synchronicity of having, again, kind of some Autodesk on Autodesk action. It's going to be pretty cool. And Quesadan confirming in the chat, yes, it was Kachu who made it through there, the F360 user. And then we're also going to today see some SolidWorks versus SolidWorks action with Zeeshan from Pakistan going up against WALRUS GUMBOOT from the United States. I think WALRUS GUMBOOT and Kachu, between the two of them, they should have a side competition for my favorite username in the tournament. It would definitely be neck and neck between those two.
Yeah, absolutely. I concur.
Yeah. And of course, Ivan the Reasonable. And then we've got Chris Smith in the chat saying, yo, what's up, Chris Smith? He was my co-commentator a few weeks ago as well while you were running. So we had 32 runners from around the world that have signed up for the competition. We have 10 additional runners on the waiting list in case somebody's not able to make it or pulls out at the last minute or maybe gets afraid of who they're going up against. And so they get sick, because they're afraid of their competition. So we have 32 runners plus 10 on the waiting list. We have 12 different countries that have registered for this tournament, and we have 5 different CAD systems so far, and who knows if we'll see any additional CAD systems as time goes on and we get deeper into the waiting list. And so today we're going to see Aaron going against Gerben, and we're going to see WALRUS GUMBOOT going against Zeeshan. And then next week, like we mentioned, we're going to see JA going against Anti-Venom, and Low9, good old Andrew Lowe, one of my mentors in the world of surfacing. I learned much of what I know about surfacing from Andrew and from his amazing presentations. So I'm excited to see him in action. Going up against TBD, to be determined. I think it's going to be Zach Ass. So if you're watching out there, Zach, I think it's going to be you. We're just getting some of the logistics together. We've been on the road a lot this month, these past 3 weeks. So we're just getting some of the final confirmations together. But I think it's going to be Low against Zach Ass, which is another cool username. So if you guys like this, kind of tournament competition, CAD versus CAD action, be sure to like and subscribe. I have a second computer that I'm using over here to kind of monitor the action. So I'm going to go over there right now and hit like. We've got 26 people watching. We've got 11 likes. Let's see if we can get that up to 26 here. So this is a little content creator hack. If you have a second computer or phone or whatever, you can always get in there. Look at that number jumping up, 16 now already, just from a simple little click there. All right, love it. 19. Let's go. Let's see how high we can get that number. And of course, be sure to share and reshare, while you're watching the competitors and you've got the screen side by side, grab a screen capture, post that on your social media. Say, hey, check this out. Include a link to the channel, include a link to this video. It's a great way to get out there and spread the word of this channel. And of course, go over to TooTallToby.com and right on the main page, you can join the mailing list. That way, if we ever move off of the YouTube platform onto a different platform, we'll be able to stay in touch. Always a good way for us to stay in touch, have more than one avenue of connectivity. And if you want to support the channel through financial means, it is always appreciated. This is more or less what I'm doing full-time, or at least sort of full-time now. So the financial support goes a long way. A lot of work goes into producing these tournaments. So you can utilize what's called Super Chat. There's a Super Chat function down at the bottom of your chat window in YouTube. You can utilize what's called Super Thanks if you're watching the replay of this. Or you can also hit me up on PayPal. My PayPal name is TooTallToby, and I've got a link to it right on the TooTallToby.com webpage. But you can also just look for TooTallToby. You'll see my little icon, little stickman icon, all one word, TooTallToby, on PayPal. So if you want to support the channel, it goes a long way towards making sure that this type of content can continue to be generated over time. And if you want to get out there and do some practice, I've posted a lot of practice models, a new playlist called Practice Models. You can check that out as well. If you're in the tournament and you would like to get some practice in before your time comes, be sure to check out the Practice Models videos. These are great practice. These are a little bit harder than the ones we've seen here in this round of 32, but these are the practice models from the TooTallToby YouTube channel. And so here's... Go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say, is that a foreshadow of future rounds, maybe?
No, actually, those are from, yeah, it's a little bit of foreshadowing as far as complexity goes. The models themselves actually come from older episodes of Model Monday Live, where when I look back through at those older models, I'm like, man, I really challenged you guys in Model Monday Live. I gave you some tough ones.
Yeah, I recognize some of them, yeah.
Yeah, some of those take quite a bit of time to get through to figure out what's really going on with the model.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about how this works. So the way that this works is that I'm going to show our competitors a 2D print, and I'm going to have them turn it into a 3D model. They're going to calculate the mass and enter that mass in the YouTube chat. So check out the YouTube chat, and we will see who is able to answer it first. Now, the rules of this tournament are that it's going to be a best-of-3 matchups. So our runners are going to be side by side. They're going to have a little win indicator in the upper left or upper right. And once they win one match, they'll get a little green dot indicating they've won. And if they win 2 matches, then they move on to the round of 16. You're allowed to get one wrong answer. So our competitors can go into the chat. They can type in an incorrect answer. And I will say, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. I'm sorry, Tom Smith, that's incorrect. What you're going to need to do is look at your model, look at the print, and see if you missed anything. And then Tom Smith could go through and try again. And if he gets it right the second time, then he's good. If he gets it wrong the second time, then it's basically up to the other person to lose. So you get one more try. And I want to remind you that if you're in the chat, you can definitely play along. You can take a screen capture. You can try to solve the model yourself. But just remember that we don't want you to help the competitors. This is really meant to be, these guys are the stars today, so let's let them shine. And what that means is don't enter the mass in the chat, and don't help them if they get stuck. Don't say like, oh, you're missing a fillet, or that hole size was incorrect, or anything like that. We're gonna let the competitors really go at it 1v1. That's really what the spirit of this format is. So feel free to play along with. If you get the answer before them, you can say, hey, I got it. And you can like make them feel embarrassed or whatever. That's fine. But just don't say what the answer is or what they are missing, because it's up to them to do the competition. All right, so with that, let's get into it here. I'm excited. This is the end of our round of 16 for the black bracket. So you can see here, we can go down to our, our date today, October 8th. We got Aaron versus Gerben. This is it. This is the bottom of the black bracket. And after this, we're going to have our competitors for the round of 16 out of the black bracket. So let's learn a little bit about our competitors here. We can see that Aaron is using Fusion 360. He's a twin, and he's still in school. And he once made a Roomba-esque robot with minimal parts. That's kind of cool, huh?
Very nice.
And then we can see here that Gerben is the TooTallToby speed modeling champion from 2021. Quite the flex there. And we see that Gerben also won first place World Skills Netherlands CAD 2020. So this guy is a speed modeling / CAD modeling competitive professional. He's really in it for the competitions. So this is going to be a good matchup. We're going to get a chance to see a little Fusion 360. I know a lot of people who watch this channel are more into SolidWorks, and so they're going to get a chance to see a new CAD system, or possibly 2 new CAD systems. I'm excited for this matchup. So here's how it's going to go. In just a moment, I'm going to give you guys a full screen view. I'm going to give you guys a countdown. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and when I do, I'm going to show you the 2D print. And when I show you that 2D print, it's going to be up to you guys to immediately start creating the model here. So just give me a second, make sure I got everything in line. So as soon as I switch over to full screen, which actually I'll switch over to full screen now. Alrighty, so in just a moment, I'm going to show you the 2D print. As soon as I show you guys the 2D print, you're going to grab a screen capture of that 2D print, and you're going to immediately begin modeling. And as soon as I see our competitors modeling, I'll switch over, and we will take a look at their screens. So here we go. We got Aaron on the left. We got Gerben on the right. I'm going to take a look at this print now. I hope you guys are ready. Aaron and Gerben, as soon as I show the print, grab a screen capture and begin modeling in 3, 2, 1, go. So here is the print. What is the mass of this part in x.xx pounds? We're doing one in pounds here. Tolerance is plus or minus 0.002 pounds, and the material is 1060 aluminum alloy. Both of our competitors are already going, so I'm going to flip over to their screens so that we can see them modeling this. So we've got Aaron on the left, Fusion 360 certified, Fusion 360 professional. We got Gerben on the right, reigning TTT champion. And we can see that it looks like Gerben is starting off with the kind of like the base plate type of a view here, where we can see that Aaron is starting off more with that U-shaped view. So let's see who is able to come out victorious in this thing. We see Gerben going through, adding in his dimensions, fully defining that sketch. Dimensioning out to that point of tangency. Wow. Very fast to create that side view. That's using Inventor, standalone desktop software, where Fusion 360 users are working from more of a cloud-based format. And we see on the left there, Aaron looks like he got an error off of his sketch, and it looks like he was able to resolve that. Looks like Gerben's going through, made a mirror of that plate on the one side of his model. Was able to mirror that over pretty quickly.
Yeah, these guys are fast, and it's interesting seeing something other than SolidWorks, a few little symbols and toolbars that you're not familiar with, but the 3D model is happening regardless, and it looks like Aaron's doing contours and multiple shapes in one sketch. So there's something I'm familiar with as well.
Yeah, we saw Kachu utilize that strategy as well, and it really paid off nicely for him.
Yeah.
And we see Gerben, man, just flying through this model. I see in the chat we got some people cheering for him. Gerben, go, Gerben, go. We got people saying, let's go, Gerben. So, and he's really moving through this model quickly. And
he is.
And, you know, I think that's what we would expect from the reigning TTT champion, but I didn't quite expect him to move through that quick. I mean, wow, this is impressive for sure.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah. So it looks like Gerben has come in with an answer, and looks like he's come in. I'm just trying to double check the answer that I'm seeing there. 1 point. Hold on, stand by 1 second, Gerben. Yeah, Gerben came in with 1.689 pounds. And that is not correct. That is not correct. So it looks like Gerben might have either a missing dimension, incorrect dimension, or possibly a material property issue. I didn't actually notice. He was moving so fast, I couldn't actually see what was going on there. But it looks like something is off with Gerben's mass properties, or his weight, the resultant weight there. So we're going to let him try to go through and see if he can't figure out.
Yeah, I've got an idea of what it is, but I'll let him figure it out.
Okay, good. All right, well, I'm glad that you're confirming. I always worry in these things that maybe I've done something wrong on the admin side.
Yeah.
So thank you for putting my mind at ease a little bit there, Ivan.
Yeah, no worries.
And so we can see on the left, this kind of opens up the door for Aaron to go through and continue with his strategy of creating the contours in his model. We see Turnmill in the chat say he is flying, and we see Jet Hightower say that was quick.
That was very fast, and you know what I'm going to do after the stream is over? I'm going to replay it and try to model this part as well. You know, just see how I stack up.
Yeah, wow. That's you putting in the reps, getting in the gym there a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do sometimes in the World Series of CAD Modeling Championship.
That's right. Practice pays off, but you know, when you're in the matchup, you're thinking speed, and so you don't always look at the entire drawing, and it's pretty easy to miss a dimension. I mean, I've done that. I know from experience.
So it looks like on the left we got Aaron going through creating some of the arcs for that side plate, trying to get those trying to get those arcs into the correct location, using some tangency constraints, using some different diameters and radii for those arcs. I like that. It's pretty slick the way Fusion 360 is able to get in there and add in those constraints.
Yep, it's looking good.
Yeah, see, this is one thing about Fusion 360 that I always thought was really cool, is that you're able to utilize kind of like the edges of the model as contours. And I know that you can do that in later builds of SolidWorks, but it never really it wasn't there right from the start, and so not too many people are familiar with how to use it or how to use it efficiently. So it's,
I think what he did there, I saw that was good. Yeah.
We see on the right Gerben going through, can't seem to figure out what is off about this design, trying to figure it out, double checking his dimensions, double checking his the original drawing, just trying to figure out what's going on here.
Yeah, I've been there, man. It's so familiar.
Yeah,
I know what he's feeling right now. Yeah. It's always cool to see the different approaches of two different people. Sometimes they end up doing the same thing, and sometimes they come at it from two different perspectives.
Yes.
I find myself, so I know that there's like using contours in SolidWorks. I think I saw a lot more guys using it in your tournament. And in the past, I very rarely used it. It wasn't my habit, right? So it's interesting though, trying to use it, because you don't have to refine your sketch as much, right? You don't have to trim everything up nice and pretty. You can just kind of lay it all down. And it's a good thing to be familiar with, I think, because you can reuse it later on for different parts of different features using the same sketch. So I don't mind it. It's just, it wasn't one of my habits to use it.
I completely agree with you. I was also not a big fan, or not something that I used regularly in my arsenal, the different contours. And then since the tournament and since seeing other people using it, I found myself starting to use a little more in my actual hourly work.
Sure.
Just as sort of as an experimentation, but definitely influenced by the people that were using it in the tournament effectively. I was like, maybe there is something there.
Yeah. Is there a downside to using it, do you think? What would be a downside?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe maybe you could make the argument that it makes the tree a little bit harder to decipher if somebody else is looking at your work. That's kind of the only thing that I could really think of as far as a downside goes. I can't really think of anything beyond that.
Yeah, Gerben was just saying he has no idea what's wrong. Yeah. Man, I feel for you. I'm pretty sure I know what happened.
Well, we'll give him a few more minutes here, and like I said before, this maybe is the opening that Aaron needed.
That's right.
Like Aaron's, getting through this model and creating the geometry that he saw on the print, and so we've got both of our runners going through this thing and trying to sort it out. Sometimes these models, they look like they're so easy. It's like, it's just going to be a few features. I'm just going to blast through it, and then it turns out that maybe they weren't quite so easy.
I saw Gerben just made a change.
Yep, I see Gerben made a change.
Yep.
Entering in the revised mass there of 1.550. Unfortunately, that's also not correct. Not correct within spec. So for Gerben, that's going to be a double timeout there. Yeah, and we're gonna let this one ride for Aaron. I'm gonna throw a timer on for Aaron and see if he can finish this in the next 5 minutes. But it's up to Aaron now to figure this out. Figure out if he can come up with the correct mass. Double checking my notes here, making sure that when the world champion, the reigning TooTallToby world champion, has the mass coming in incorrectly, I always have to wonder maybe if I did something wrong. But question here from Krishna: can we flash the drawing on the screen? Sure thing. You could also roll back in the YouTube video, but I'm happy to accommodate here. So let me just flip over to the drawing here just for a moment. Leave that up there for about 3 seconds. I know that Aaron is going through trying to come up with the correct mass here. To go back here, I saw Aaron going through and applying the material. That was pretty cool. And so he's going to now try to see if he can come up with the correct mass and enter that in the chat. We see Gerben on the right still going through the model, saying, what in the heck is going on? What did I miss? How could this be off?
Yeah, I've done that as well. I've had a matchup where I entered 2 incorrect ones.
And Aaron has entered the mass of 1.543, which is correct. And exactly what I got as well, 1.543.
Good job, Aaron.
Yes, nicely done, Aaron. So that's going to give Aaron the first win here. You're going to have to get 2 wins, but very nicely done. GG to Gerben, GG to Aaron. And wow, what a cool matchup, man. That was exciting.
That was.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Gerben there just blast through that thing like it was going to be no problem at all. But sometimes there's little things that can hang you up a little bit, and we're going to have to figure out what exactly is going on with that model. And as always, Gerben, if you ever want to send me a copy of that model, in like an IGIS or STEP format, I'd be happy to look at it too and see if I can't figure out what was going on. What did you pick up on it, Ivan? You said you thought you maybe noticed what was off on his. Do you want to share what it was, or do you want to keep that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
The first change he made is the one that I caught. So the rectangular boss, kind of in the middle, where the round one is sitting on, the height of that was incorrect.
Okay.
He had a flush with the height of one of the edges on the outside, but you can just see on the drawing that there's a step. There's a little different step. It's only the 1 1/4 high. So I saw he made that change. And that's the only thing I caught. And then after that, it was still incorrect. So at that point, I'm not sure what the reasoning was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was either. He also, when he changed that, it got very close to the correct mass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if maybe there's like a slight discrepancy in the volume, in the density. Or
material density.
What was going on there? Yeah, because I know that Gerben's run this tournament before and certainly has done the Model Monday lives, and he usually comes in exactly, right on at the precision. So definitely an interesting one. But let's give a GG in the chat. If you guys are enjoying this tournament, again, be sure to like hit the like button in YouTube. Let's give Aaron a GG in the chat. Let's give Gerben a GG in the chat. K Sedan says, Gerben, GG, bounce back on the second one. No worries. All righty. And Termill says, GG. Table 36 is here. What's up, Table 36? How you doing? Welcome. And my light just went off, so now I'm in the dark. So, what's up, everybody? We're in the dark now. I'll flip that over once we go to full screen. All right. Well, guys, let's get ready for the next matchup. If you guys want to get yourselves to a clear screen, very nicely done to both of our competitors. And we're going to now go to round 2 of this epic matchup between Fusion 360 and Inventor. We saw Fusion 360 win last time with Kachu. Is Fusion 360 going to win again this time? Let's find out here. So Our runners, Aaron, he's a twin. He's still in school. He made a Roomba-esque robot with minimal parts. And his favorite thing that he's made in Fusion 360 is a Mobius strip Coliseum. I would like to see that.
No kidding.
And Gerben, speed modeling. TooTallToby speed modeling champion 2021. First place World Skills Netherlands CAD 2020. And considers speed modeling an e-sport. And I got to say, I'm on board with that as well, Gerben. I also consider speed modeling an e-sport. If you guys consider speed modeling an e-sport, be sure to hit like and subscribe. Alrighty. Let's get into our next challenge here. We're going to go full screen, and we're going to show this print. Guys are ready. Aaron, Gerben, get ready to screen capture in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? Tolerance is plus or minus 1 gram. This part is called crank, and it is made of plain carbon steel, and it has a density of 7,800 kilograms per cubic meter, and our professional runners are already getting into it. Let's flip over to the CAD versus CAD screen here. So we got Aaron on the left using Fusion 360. We got Gerben on the right using Inventor. And maybe Gerben's confidence is a little shaken, after that last defeat. But we're going to see, this is where champions are truly made, in the face of defeat. Can he bounce back? Can he maintain his composure? Looks like he's flying through, creating the border of that crank.
Yeah, he's quick. There's no doubt about it. And there's a lot of similar-esque profiles in this part.
Yes. And we got Aaron on the left making a bunch of circles and utilizing, again, what we've been talking about, the Fusion 360 ability to do contour selection, easily do contour selection to create the required geometry. So he's getting in there. Looks like using some sketch relationships, making those lines tangent, and that way he can get that tangent to tangent dimension there that's going across. We see Gerben on the right. Looks like he's going to be using a mirroring strategy. Looks like he's probably going to do, half the model and then just mirror it across the center line.
I wonder what those red edges are. Maybe that's just the edge select that are highlighted.
On Aaron's screen?
Well, I was seeing it on Gerben's. Now it's on Aaron's sketch as well. So yeah, on both. Maybe that's just a highlight color. Yeah.
And wow, that was like less than 2 minutes. Gerben was able to go through and create that crank. Now let's see. Now we're gonna find out. Let's see if he can come up with the correct mass for that crank.
Yep.
And it looks like he entered in a mass of 1716 grams. That is incorrect. So looks like he came up with a mass of 1716. That is incorrect. So he's gonna just take a look at his print real quick here. That's gonna potentially open the door for Aaron, who looks like he's kind of taking a similar approach of modeling half, and he's gonna try to figure out how to get the remaining geometry that he needs from this thing.
Very interesting.
Quesadan says Gerben CAD package is rigged. He thinks maybe somebody got in and messed with his densities or something. Very interesting on this one.
Yeah, I can see a little tweak Gerben made there. He's got the speed, but
yep, he's got the speed.
The little
double check it.
The little details. Yep.
And looking at the chat, I see Gerben came in with 1776 grams, and that is correct. That is correct. So good game to Gerben. Good game to Aaron. 1716 was incorrect. He was able to go through, refine his geometry, take a look at the model, and Gerben was able to come through and come up with the correct answer. So nice job, Gerben. Let's go. And nice job, Aaron, as well. Look, Aaron's got basically one more feature, and he, the mirror, and then he's
right there.
Yeah, he was right there, neck and neck.
Yeah.
So that is
absolutely
awesome. So nice job, Gerben. Nice job, Aaron. Looks like we're going to go to sudden death, the third matchup. So that's what I like to see.
Best. That's the best.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. So what do you think about these fun facts about these runners today? Any thoughts on these, Ivan?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if Aaron's in high school or in college, but, you know, yeah, a lot of these guys are, I feel old. I don't know what it is, but especially when it comes to gaming, I've got friends that they're a little bit younger than me, but not too much younger. And they do a lot more gaming than I do. And I'm like, hey, this esports, this speed modeling, this is like gaming in your 40s, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe for us, but I think for some of these younger fellas, they're gaming, you know, on the same platform with us in their, you know, maybe in their 20s, maybe even in their teens.
Yeah, absolutely. And I had some really young guys in my most recent user group meeting as well, and it's cool to see. It's really awesome to see young guys learning this and getting excited about it. So
yeah,
very cool. Very cool.
Very cool. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Aaron, good luck on this last one. Gerben, good luck on this last one. Let's take a look here. I'm going to flip over to full screen. And I'm going to show you guys this final print here if you guys want to get ready to create a new model. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? Tolerance plus or minus 1 gram. This is a millimeter part using the material ABS with a density of 1020 kilograms per cubic meter. And both of our runners are into it here. Let me flip over to the CAD versus CAD screen so we can see what they're doing with this model. And wow, Gerben just, I don't know how he got that on there so quickly. You have did you have like a pre-created block of that shape, of that exact shape somehow?
Exactly. That's just insanely quick.
Yeah, that was impressive. And we also see Aaron over on the left, like right behind him, neck and neck, really, creating that same kind of, almost looks like an ironing board.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just turn on this light real quick, Ivan. Slightly different quality of brightness on that light. All right, and we see both of our runners taking the same approach. You know, whenever you start a new model, you got to decide what your starting plane, what your starting profile going to be. And it looks like they both started with that kind of ironing board profile. It looked like Gerben was able to use some basic arithmetic there in the dialog box. Look like he typed in the height minus the thickness of the base plate. That's something I do a lot as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I see something on this model that a feature that's kind of embarrassing for me to say, but you know, up until just recently, it's just a feature I've never used very much.
Okay.
And I'll say what it is because it's there. I mean, you can see it on the back end of one of the cylinders. There's a rib sticking out, and there's a few different ways to model that. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of interesting or surprising how many times it's given me a little bit of trouble, depending on where it's located.
Yeah, I know that when it comes to those kinds of features where you can make it a few different ways, you know, yeah. I think sometimes those are the most difficult in a contest like this. You get kind of like paralysis by analysis.
Totally.
There was a little bit of an element of this that made me think about you, because when it comes to that cylindrical boss that's sticking up, I thought to myself, oh, you could just locate that anywhere, right?
Yes.
The old Ivan exploit. But then,
yes.
then like the way that rear feature, that fin or that rib is created, you really can't just model it anywhere. So
yeah.
That was a little nod to you. I knew you were going to be the co-commentator on this one. So. All right.
Cool.
So Gerben comes into the chat here after creating that model with an answer of 1243 grams, and that is correct. So
good job.
Wow, down from 1-0, and he made the comeback. He held it together. So congratulations to Gerben, and congratulations to Aaron as well. But Gerben's going to get the victory cat there. If you guys in the chat could give Gerben a GG and really give both of our runners a GG. They both did awesome. So GG, good game to both of our runners. And that is going to allow Gerben to move on to the round of 16. And Aaron, I want to say thank you so much for joining us for this tournament. It was awesome having you. Hopefully we'll see you next year in the 2023 tournament. But GG to both of our runners. What do you think about that matchup, Ivan?
That was great, man. That was quick. And yeah, I'm glad Gerben got it their first try. Man, no complaints. That was well done.
That was pretty intense. Yeah. And, sometimes when you lose, a match, it can leave you feeling a little rattled. And I think that, that's when you really got to just pull it together, just kind of calm down and say like, okay, it's all right. At one down, that's all right. It's best of 3. And we can definitely come back and make it happen on these subsequent rounds. So, And good for Aaron for keeping going on that first one too, because he had the chance there and he made it. So yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, Aaron just said, "All right, this is my opening. Let's go." So I love it. Yeah, great matchup from both of our competitors. And I see our next 2 competitors, Zeeshan and WALRUS GUMBOOT, are getting themselves ready here. So I'm excited to see what these guys bring. Looks like it's going to be some SolidWorks versus SolidWorks action on this one. So let's go. Let's see what we got on this one. And of course, just want to remind you guys, if you're watching this, if you're enjoying this showdown, this CAD showdown, be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to share and reshare, and be sure to join the mailing list. I see we've got 30 people watching, and we got 30 likes. So that's what I like to see. That's always a good sign. And remember, if you want to support the channel financially, always appreciated. This definitely helps to keep the channel alive, keep it going. You can use Super Chat to do that. That's down in the YouTube chat. There's a section that says Super Chat, little like dollar bill sign. You can use that. If you're watching the replay of this video, you can use Super Thanks in YouTube. Or if you want to use PayPal, you can hit me up. My username is TooTallToby on PayPal. It's got the same little icon, little stick man with the glasses, all one word. Or you can go to the website, TooTallToby.com, and there's a donation link for PayPal there as well. You can use your PayPal account or credit card. And eventually I'll try to have some other avenues set up, maybe like Venmo. I know everybody loves Venmo, or Zelle, or whatever. I can get some other avenues set up. Right now, these are the best ones. Any and all financial support is appreciated and definitely helps to ensure that the channel will remain alive. Without the financial support, I'm going to have to go do other stuff. I'm probably going to join a hockey equipment supply company and deliver hockey equipment to teams.
Nice.
Yeah. Also fun.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That was pretty intense, man. That's it. That's it for the black bracket. We now have our 4 runners in the round of 16 for the black bracket. So we're going to see Dr. Zeeshan go up against Victor. We're going to see Zeeshan go up against Gerben. So that's going to be pretty intense, man. We're going to have a collision.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So let's take a look now at the blue bracket. And over in the blue bracket, our final matchup in the blue bracket is none other than Zeeshan from Pakistan going up against WALRUS GUMBOOT from the United States.
Do you have a side contest going on best gamer tag user ID?
Yeah, you got the name, and then you also have the icon. It's hard to decide which one I like more,
Yeah, the modeling is going to just be bonus on this matchup.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you gotta love Kachu also. There's something about that icon that just really gets your attention,
Oh yeah.
All right, so
I like it.
We got Zeeshan from Pakistan going up against WALRUS GUMBOOT, and Zeeshan has been using SolidWorks since 2010. Wow, that's a long time. And did all the CAD modeling by himself. Learned it all by himself. Well, hopefully some of these tips and tricks along the way in the TooTallToby YouTube channel have helped as well. And WALRUS GUMBOOT has 11 years under his belt, so he's also right around that same time, 2010, 2011. Enjoys spending time with my wife and family when we can get together. Yes, that is a noble way to spend your time, and definitely one I think Ivan and I could get on board with.
Absolutely.
Looks like Umair is in the chat saying hi. What's up, Umair? Welcome. And Nico Concarne. Phew, I made it to. Yeah, nice, Nico Concarne. I love that screen name as well. So welcome, welcome. Alrighty. Well, our runners know how this goes. I'm going to show you a 2D print, and you are going to attempt to turn it into a 3D model. So let me flip over to full screen here, and let's get this challenge going. So Zeeshan, WALRUS GUMBOOT. Hope you guys are ready to take a screen capture. As soon as you begin modeling, I will flip over and show your screens to everybody on YouTube. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. What is the mass of this part in XX.x grams? This part is called dual plate. It's got a tolerance of plus or minus 0.2 grams. And it is made out of 1060 alloy with a density of 2,700 kilograms per cubic meter. So right now our runners are grabbing a screen capture of this print, and they are going to begin modeling. I see WALRUS GUMBOOT has already started modeling, making his first sketch. Zeeshan is still grabbing the 2D print and going to begin modeling here in just a moment. Be sure to grab that 2D print, Zeeshan, and you can jump in and start modeling. Hopefully we didn't lose him. I still see his screen, but I'm not seeing any action. So Zeeshan, let's get you in there. We got Rigoberto Ramirez here in the chat. What's up? What's up? Welcome. Says I'm working, but watching the tournament on the second screen. Thanks, Rigoberto. Great to see you in here. And I'm going to flip over. I'm not sure what's going on. Zeeshan, I'm not seeing Zeeshan in here. But I'm going to flip over so that you guys can at least see what's going on with WALRUS GUMBOOT. Looks like he's rocking the dark theme there to create this model. And hopefully Zeeshan will come back here in a moment, and we'll be able to see some action from Zeeshan. But I'm not sure if he lost connection or if he had to step out or what's happening. I'm not seeing anything in the chat or anything from him. So we'll just have to hope that he's able to get back in here and start creating this model. But WALRUS GUMBOOT is going for it. Looks like. What do you think about this modeling approach here, Ivan?
Yeah, it's good. Oh, I think Zeeshan's just starting up there.
Yep.
But he might have been studying the drawing, which I like to do too for a little bit. Look at the drawing and come up with a strategy, but you don't want to do it too long, right? You want to get right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, starting off with the slot shape, nothing wrong with that. Looks like he might be mirroring it in the sketch. Possibly, or maybe using it for dimensions.
Yeah, using that double dimension at the sketch.
Yep.
Oh, okay, and oh, wow, we were both right.
Nice, yeah.
And I see Zeeshan is taking more of the footprint approach. You know, trying to look and see what the thing would look like if it was laying on a table and getting that geometry in place, which I always like that strategy as well. So both of our competitors using solid strategies here.
Yep, nothing wrong with that.
Yep. So it looks like Zeeshan on the left is using SolidWorks 2018, and WALRUS GUMBOOT on the right using SolidWorks 2020. That's a version I use as well. I feel like that version actually gives me even better performance than the newer versions, believe it or not. Done a little bit of research on this topic, so very happy with the 2020 build, and that's where I'm staying for the foreseeable future. How about you, Ivan? What are you rocking?
You know, good point. I've got 20 and 22 on my machine right now, and so I'm kind of I'm kind of balancing them right now. Used 2020 for a long time, and it's been solid. It really has. I like a few of the features in 22 as well. There's always some stuff that's cool, but yeah, I had a few little hiccups maybe, but yeah, I don't know which one I'm going to stick with. So I'm using both right now.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Looks
like Chris Smith in the chat says 2020 SP5. Looks like Table36 says very happy with 2022. Quesadon says 2020 SP3. 2022 is best actually. It performs as fast. Okay. Let's see here. And Mud Yusuf says, is this kind of practice better than doing a complete machine assembly parts for professional? Let's see here. Performance newer version is also an inventor problem from Gerben. Yeah, we'll take a look at that question in just a little bit, Mahud, and we'll see if we can give you a good answer to that. Quesadon says 2020. Steve CTSUG says 2021 SP3. And while I was answering those questions, I see that it looks like this is interesting. So it looks like Walrus Gumboot is going for it with an answer, and kind of double checking, looking over his model, making sure that he's got all the appropriate information that he was expecting to see. And looks like he came in, that's Jed Hightower, mass equals 117.5. That is incorrect. That is not correct. So the race is still on, still open to Zeeshan to try to figure out what's going on. And for Jed Hightower, for Walrus Gumboot, it's going to be a matter of going back through, looking at the print, looking at the model, trying to figure out what's going wrong. I mean, I can definitely see just geometrically, if you look at the rendering of the model, that we've got in gold on the overlay compared to his actual model that was on screen. There's obviously something there that's different, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So we're gonna let Jed take a look at that.
He might be using some exploits too, to try to get away with something. Yep.
Sometimes we try to get a little too clever, right?
Yep.
So, and looks like Gerben's coming in here answering Mahud's question. Actual engineering and speed modeling are very different. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I mean, I definitely try to say what we try to teach here at the TooTallToby YouTube channel is efficient modeling. How to efficiently use the tool. We want you to be able to focus on the engineering challenges and have the CAD come almost as second nature. And that's what you get to when you kind of go through and do these exercises over and over again. And Walrus Gumboot coming in with the correct answer of 98.6 grams for dual plate, utilizing at least one Ivan exploit there, if not more than one. Very nicely done, Walrus Gumboot. You got it. You did it. That is the correct answer. So very nicely done. If you guys want to give Jed a GG in the chat, that is going to give him the first win. Zeeshan, that first win is going to go to Walrus Gumboot, but it's not over yet. So congratulations to our competitor. Congratulations to really both of our competitors. Let's give them a GG in the chat. Good game. And let's see here what happens in the next matchup. That was an interesting one. It looked like Walrus Gumboot was able to get through that model pretty quickly, but it turned out there was a bit of an error, and that's the thing, is that when we're trying to teach this speed modeling / efficient modeling, it's not just about, getting the model done quickly, but it's also got to be correct, right? Like that's kind of an important part of engineering. The models have to be correct.
Yeah.
What do you think about that question from Mahat? He was asking, is it better to do the Mahud? I'm sorry. He said, what did he say here? Is this kind of practice better than doing a complete machine assembly parts for professional? What do you think about that?
Yeah. No, I back you up to what you're saying, and I do a lot of work for manufacturing, and when I worked at a shop too, it's always got to be correct. But speed is an issue, and sometimes when the job is there's time constraints and you're working a plant shutdown on the weekend, and you just got to get that part out, right? And so at that point, it doesn't matter how your feature manager tree looks. It's often a one-off part, so you don't have to really worry about downstream design changes or whatever necessarily in some scenarios. And so you want to do it as quick as you can. It always has to be correct, but time is money.
Yeah, I think that's a great way of saying it. And, like I said earlier, it's really, we're trying to help you guys get on the path to mastery, right? And that means learning the basics, the fundamentals, learning how to auto dimension, learning how to get your sketches created quickly, but still getting them accurate, and sometimes there's going to be spots where you just need to get that model out the door, and maybe you can come back later and you can, refine the model and make it look pretty and make it usable for other people. But sometimes it's just a matter of, if you can just get it out the door today, if you can get it to that mold maker today, he can start working on it. He can start the machines up and let the machines run over the weekend, and that can maybe move up your delivery date by a few days or even sometimes a few weeks, so.
Yeah.
Randall's replying and saying rework is money. Yeah, that's a good point too, Randall. You make a valid point there, but that's where you got to try and strike that balance. A lot of times, I think about this in terms of other trades too, right? Like a true master you know, if you walk up to an electrician and it's an apprentice electrician, they don't know anything, right? They don't know what to do with the wires, and they're taking like the long way around, and they're stripping the wires and da da da. And then you go to like a master electrician, and they're able just to take a flathead screwdriver and strip the wires and like and splice them together and put them into the junction box, and they know all these little tricks that they've learned over the years. The job is still done correctly, you know. They're not a master because they take shortcuts that sacrifice quality. They're a master because they've learned the most efficient way to use their toolkit. And so if you take nothing else away from these speed modeling tournaments, I hope that that's what you take away.
Yeah, that's good. And I was going to add to that too. You know, you've got a lot of tutorials and tips and tricks. And if you do learn efficient, clean ways of sketching and doing features, you're gonna gain a lot from that. You know, the point of this is don't be sloppy. Sloppy can hurt you in this as well. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. All right, totally. Cool. Well, let's get on with it then. Let's take a look here at our competitor, Zeeshan. We mentioned before he learned CAD all by himself. He's, along with a good designer, he's also a good machinist, and he is a technology lover. Yes, I like it. And WALRUS GUMBOOT says he likes taking his Jeep off-roading and looking for reasons to buy more mods for money. That's pretty cool. I like that. And was a vocalist in several local bands from age 17 to his mid to late 20s. Nice. WALRUS GUMBOOT. Love it. Yeah. Wow. I grew up playing in bands too, so maybe we'll get together in our old age and make a collaboration on some kind of a music project.
Often seems like there's a music link. I don't know if you've noticed that. Music and engineering, there's some common threads.
Yes, I have noticed that, and I completely agree with you. There is definitely some common threads there, yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's take a look at our challenge here. Potentially our last challenge, but I don't know. I'm rooting for Zeeshan too. I think Zeeshan's going to mount a comeback here. So let's see what happens. And hold on one second. I always get worried that I'm going to flash the print too early. I think we're good. Just got to get that confidence together, right? So, all right, both of our competitors look like they're ready. We're going to have Zeeshan on the left. We're going to have WALRUS GUMBOOT on the right. And here we go in 3, 2, 1, go. So this part is called Grill Shelf. It is in mmgs as the units. It is what is the mass of this part in xxx.x grams, tolerance of plus or minus 0.1 gram, and 1060 aluminum alloy with a density of 2,700 kilograms per cubic meter. So let's take a look here. I gotta say, I love the interface that WALRUS GUMBOOT is rocking with the dark theme and the green text. We'll show that to the audience here in just a moment. And Zeeshan is grabbing the 2D print, and he's going to get started here in just a moment. And it looks like WALRUS GUMBOOT is trying to come up with a strategy of how to model this thing. We always got to decide starting plane, starting profile. What's the first thing that we're going to model? How are we going to almost like deconstruct this thing in our head? You know, how do we go about modeling something like this?
I like it. This is a thin part, and that always you got to kind of think about that too. There's some ways to do thin parts. I love sheet metal. I do a lot of sheet metal, and I'm not saying this is a sheet metal part necessarily, but yeah, good added challenge.
Well, I'm going to move over here to the side-by-side view. Hopefully that was enough time for Zeeshan to capture the print, and we'll hopefully see him start modeling here in a second. I'm not sure if the internet is going a little slower for him, but let's take a look here. Krishna says, great model. All right, awesome. I like that. Nico Concarne says, my favorite quote of the day from the man who made the Ivan exploit. Don't be sloppy.
I see that too.
Nice.
I like it. I like it. I tell you, I'm honored to have an exploit named after me. I was pretty. I chuckled when I heard that the first time, and it may sound a little contradictory, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's we've got to have fun here too,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, you do a good job of this on this channel and on this tournament. It's just a ton of fun, and I think it was it Walrus? He said it was talking about spending time with his family. I forget who it was, but I hope they're watching this, because my family, I've got 4 kids, my wife and kids, and when I'm competing in a matchup, they've got it streaming on the TV and watch it.
Nice.
And they love it. They're not familiar with how the tools work, but they love watching it.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
So it looks like Walrus Gumboot took an approach of creating almost like that front plate to begin with, and now he's going to come down and create kind of looks like the side wall. And Zeeshan, I believe, is doing more of a top-down approach, creating the model, looking down from the top and getting those side walls in to begin with. So quite a different strategy from the 2 competitors, and that's what I like to see here on this tournament, is seeing 2 different, professional CAD users coming up with different approaches to create the same 3D model.
Yeah, it's good. There's always, I think you often think about how to capture a main profile or as many profiles as possible, can be good. And yeah, these guys are kind of started off from 2 different directions.
Yep. And that looks like on the right there, Walrus Gumboot ran into that issue where you're trying to mirror, but you pick a face that's shared with an earlier feature. And SolidWorks will always, take the earliest feature in the tree in that scenario. That's something that when you become a pro, you start to learn how to, like in that case, he would have had to pick maybe the angled face or that small face on the left side. But the other 3 faces wouldn't have worked because they were, shared with that first boss extrude feature.
Yeah, good point.
And we see these guys both have the auto dimension functionality turned on, but neither of them's really using it. I think that might just be tournament nerves that are...
That's interesting. I've got that thing turned off and I've tried to use it, but it's so out of my habit that I got to keep it off.
Oh man, me, I use it nonstop.
I know it. I see you use it and it looks good. It really does, but it's a tough one for me to learn.
Well, again, I like that user interface that Walrus Gumboot's got with that dark theme and the green text in the tree. That looks sharp. I think I might.
It is.
I might have to start using that too. It's very similar to the themes that I use on my, on my channel.
Yep.
Oh, and even revised to the desired precision there for that mesh property. That was a flex for sure.
Nice.
All right, and Jed Hightower comes in with a math of 148.8, and that is correct. And that will give Walrus Gumboot the second win, and he will move on to the round of 16. So congratulations to Walrus Gumboot. Very nicely done. GG to all of our competitors today. That was a pretty intense matchup. Zeeshan, nicely done, nicely done. You're right there. Just basically that one more feature, that cut extrude for those slots, and you would have gotten there. But very, very nicely done. And really nicely done to both of our competitors. Let's give them a GG in the chat. I think this was an awesome set of matchups today. I'm excited that we now finished both the blue bracket and the black bracket. I think we got a really nice lineup going into our round of 16. So I'm excited to see where this all goes. What's up, 2003 Blu-ray? Welcome, welcome. What's up, Omri? Welcome, welcome to the party. Alrighty. Man, so that's it. The blue bracket and the black bracket are now set. We're going into our round of 16 in both those brackets. And next week, we're going to find out who advances in the red bracket, who's going to face you, right? That's right. That's going to be exciting. And we find out who's going to go against Low. I think it's going to be Zackass who's going to go against Low, and who's going to advance in that one and go on to face Philomathus, our old friend Nick. So congratulations to all our runners. Thank you so much to our 4 runners today, to Aaron, to Gerben, to Zeeshan, and to Walrus Gumboot. Last time we saw Fusion 360 versus Inventor, it was Fusion 360 who emerged victorious. This time we saw Inventor emerge victorious. So who knows what'll happen? Maybe those 2 will end up in the finals. Kachu versus Gerben in the finals. We'll see what happens. Congratulations to Zeeshan and to WALRUS Gumboot. Congratulations to WALRUS Gumboot for moving on and Gerben for moving on. Thank you so much to Aaron and Zeeshan for running today. And next week we got JA versus Anti-Venom. We got Loewen versus To Be Determined. And I think that's pretty much it. Ivan, any final thoughts here as we wrap up?
Not much. I was just got to say, that was a lot of fun to watch. Yeah, I often compete him on the other side, but this was a nice low stress. Just really enjoyed watching it. It was a lot of fun. It was great.
Yeah, it's a lot lower stress when you're not competing, that's for sure.
Totally.
Well, I want to thank you guys again. Be sure to remember to help the channel. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share and reshare. Take some screen capture of this stuff. Throw it up on social media. Just say, hey, it was really cool today seeing Ivan and Toby doing commentary on the tournament. And whoops, let me just move you back into place here, Ivan. And we're gonna get you in there. This is the final wrap up. Like I can just barely see you there. All right.
There you go.
We're gonna get Ivan into place here. No worries. And slightly less pixelated now too, as a bonus. Yeah.
Bonus.
Yeah, little bonus. Yeah. So thank you guys so much. Be sure to like. Be sure to subscribe. Remember, you can use super thanks or super chat to financially support the channel. Definitely goes a long way to making sure that we can keep doing this. Before this train runs out of money. We'll see what happens. And I want to say thank you to the chat. Most amazing chat ever. Great to see everybody in here. And next week, let's see here, Monday, October 10th, Toby off. What do you think? Toby off? Nah, let's do Model Monday Live again. Big announcement. We're going to do Model Monday Live this week, Monday, October 10th. So just in 2 days, this will be one for the true hardcore TooTallToby fans. So we'll do some more modeling challenges. We'll do a review of the Texas Users Group Tour. Ivan is a fellow user group leader, so definitely looking forward to working with you sometime, doing a user group with you. But it was just awesome to be out there to see all of the user group leaders and the user group members. I see Steve, CTSUG User Group, is in the chat today, always a huge supporter of the channel. And we got to hang out in person. He's a fellow tall man, so that's always good to see. And it was just awesome being out there. Chris Smith was with me on the tour. He's in the chat too. You know, we were doing the tour together. He did an awesome GD&T presentation. If you guys ever need a good GD&T presentation, be sure to reach out to Chris Smith and the crew from SolidWorks. But it was just cool being out there, and we'll talk a lot more about that on Monday during Model Monday Live. So with that, I want to say thank you all so much. I want to say thank you to you, Ivan, as the wonderful co-commentator that you were. And look forward to seeing everybody maybe Monday. If not, maybe next week in the tournament.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, thanks, Toby.
All right. Thanks,
you bet.
All right. We'll see you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah.